out from the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland, Ohio. EA Sports proud to welcome you to Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. About set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. First and 10. Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Back to throw. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Vegas.
Doesn't it seem like that every time we see a highlight reel catch, they love showing the wide receivers and the running backs, but let's give a little love to the big tight end. I mean, what an athletic play. Understanding that ball was down and away, you've got to lay out to secure it. And not only is he able to get his hands under it and catch it initially, but he's able to survive the ground, and that's a big-time play.
They get an even 20 on that one. Good for a Raider first down. They'll look to throw again. He runs with it. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Mike, the defensive line rush plan is critical when you're playing quarterbacks like this. You have to keep him contained in the pocket, because the second he gets out of the pocket, we can see what happens.
He's got it at the 3, and he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Raiders. Touchdown number 15 for him on the season. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
He'll drop the throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ballgame. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
They'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, this one is complete. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Vegas. Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A run with Brooks to begin this drive. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. It was Milton Williams that time to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Left side, it's caught by Brown. Third and a yard. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. That's into the hands of Jonathan Brooks. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Pass downfield is caught by Brown. 2 times they've connected on this drive now. This one for 21 yards and a first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line. On the ground, they go with Brooks. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Off-road, right side, taken by Njoku. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Here's a run. And he's in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Kendra Miller. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. 1 quarter in the books. Second down and 8. He'll air it out down the middle. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders will take a 21-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert 1st downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical in the passing game. There's not a lot of tight ends around the league that can do both, and when you have them, I don't blame the quarterback for looking his way.
Under pressure, and now he's going to go down back at the 8-yard line.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive following that sack.
The pressure all over him. He goes down again.
Everybody on that sideline, when you find yourself in a goal-to-go situation, you're all thinking the same thing. You're getting 6. Well, next thing you know, you've given up 2 sacks on the previous 3 plays, and I think here on 4th down, I've lost all confidence in my protection, and I think you got to settle for the 3. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. At midfield. And he finally gets forced out of bounds, but that was a fantastic return.
And what a return right there. I mean, these days, most guys are just taking that ball as a touchback. They're letting it go and turning it over to their offense, but not this guy. Not only does he bring it out of the end zone, but he finds a lane and takes it all the way across.
He works free, right side. The speed on display. He's in. Kendra Miller. Touchdown, Raiders. Now Carlson to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
This one batted in the air and intercepted.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On 1st and 10, it's Miller. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss. 2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Quick throw here is complete. He is in. Touchdown, Vegas. That his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's got 20 on the year.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Raiders 38, Browns 10.
Hi, Coach. Thank you. 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's caught. It's Brooks out of the backfield. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards. So here in the second half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points, but really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play, it stresses your offensive line, it stresses your quarterback, it stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
He's got his man complete. That's Judy.
A little bit of a risky decision for some, Mike, but frankly, I really like it. I think the days of being aggressive on 4th down, even on your side of the field, are here to stay. And while some people say this is over-aggressive, in this case, the aggressiveness paid off, and we're going to keep this drive alive. Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Merritt. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's a handoff to Miller. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Now, faking the give. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
What a pickup, a gain of 18, and it sets up first and goal.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball, winning up.
And he will score again. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Raiders stretch things out even further. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. To the air now on first and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. It is a big play for the Browns. 33 yards. Set to go now on first and 10. Back to the air one more time. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Deonte Banks.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll start the drive with Miller. Past the 45. Still going. A big play there for the Raiders. 62 yards. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Once again, it's Miller. And he'll take this down to about the 15. Here's a second and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Miller. be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, three-quarter. Here comes 3rd and 6. On the handoff, this is Miller. And the Raiders have got a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the 1st down.
And he's going to go backwards on that one and take him down back at the 6-yard line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he will score. Kendre Miller, touchdown Raiders. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Next to score, Browns 52, Browns 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
At their own 42-yard line.
They'll throw out of the gun. Going up top. And this will be incomplete.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing.
Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of the Raiders has got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield. Here's a 2nd and 12. He's going to keep this again. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
We'll try and run here with Miller. This will not do the trick. They stuffed it behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
A 59-yard attempt.
This one not going to get there. From distance, it is no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead. Back to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 40-yard line.
What are you doing?
Firing right 19 out of that play. It's a Browns first down.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Browns. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. And give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play. He'll drop to throw. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down. Remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to air this one out. That is hard. Big connection there. They get all the way near midfield on that one.
Well, I think one thing's for sure, Mike. I don't think we're seeing an offense that is comfortable with this late lead. They're continuing to put pressure on the defense and say, hey, I don't care how much we're up by. We're going to continue to execute our passing game, and if there's opportunities downfield, we're going to continue to take them.
Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3. Second and 7. Down to an 8, and that will do it. They wrap up the regular season with a victory.